there's a network issue, so I'm late today.
No. Actually, I am also late today because of the network issue. It took previous class that I was taking. It took 20 minutes for me to join actually. So that's why we are just taking this class.
From my side, it took 40 minutes to join the class.
It took 40 minutes to join the class.
Yes,
Oh,
sir.
okay, doesn't matter. Okay. So Hamna, are you there in the class?
Yes, sir.
Yes. Hamna said, yes, sir, I'm here. Okay. So let's complete this chapter today. Okay. Then we shall be proceeding to the next chapter of the bio tissue. Okay. So that's very important. And I think we have completed the syllabus of the first chapter, chemistry, the 2 chapters, or still we are having another chapter also. Only the single chapter is coming in chemistry now. The half yearly examination. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Yes, Mradullah, your net is not working because your voice is lagging actually. Okay. So let's give me 1 minute. Let me take out the questions. तो आंटी ना वो दे रही है चीनी ठीक करके, वो चीनी मैंने उसको पकौड़े निकालने के लिए दे दिया. So here we have your first question on your screen, and that is this one. The essential characteristics of equilibrium is actually, what is actually equilibrium is, let me first explain you this one, that what is actually the equilibrium is. Equilibrium is a state where we have means if A is going to convert into B, so at some state it will be, we will be going to have some, that if this increases then this will goes backward also, means no, not forward going, not backward going. Okay, that we call at the equilibrium. Okay, so the essential characteristics of equilibrium is that the kinetic energy is zero, acceleration is zero. So means there is no change, means no change is coming. So if we will say that, we will say, simply say that the state is at equilibrium. For examples, if you are making some ice in your refrigerator, okay, and you set the temperature like this way, that the rate of converting of water into ice is same the rate of melting the ice into water. Means this is the water here we have, and it is being converted into ice, and then ice is being converted into, means there is no change. Then there is no change in the situation. We will simply say that it is an equilibrium state. So if I'm saying that, if you are driving something, okay, if you are driving your vehicle and there is no change in the speed, no change in the speed means acceleration is zero, and if the acceleration is zero, we will say that we are in equilibrium. Okay, got it? But both of you?
So if
Yes,
the
sir.
so if the object is in rest, so it is it is said to be as equilibrium. Equilibrium.
Yeah, it is also said to be as an equilibrium state, because still there is no change in the velocity is coming. if it is moving at constant speed, okay, then it will be going to have, we can simply say that it is an equilibrium state. Why the other state is not, we can say that if I'm saying that the kinetic energy is equals to zero, so sometimes if the kinetic energy is zero, so there must be some potential energy also, okay. And here we have some potential energy also zero, and so here we can say that an object is in equilibrium if it can have its, if kinetic energy is zero, there is no change, means object is at rest, it means it has only potential energy, no kinetic energy. But we cannot say that if the kinetic energy is not zero, then the object cannot be in equilibrium. Object can also be in equilibrium if the kinetic energy is not zero. So if I'm saying that an object is moving with a constant velocity, that is 5 meters per second, then it is still having some kinetic energy, and also we can say that it is in equilibrium. So the correct option for this answer would be that the acceleration is equals to zero. Got it? Got it, beta?
Yes, sir.
Okay, let's move further. Let's move further. And moving further, wait a minute. Okay, so here is your question, second question on your screen. The momentum of a body, of a given body, okay, mass is proportional to its color, its velocity, its time, volume, or shape.
Sir, B, its velocity.
Very good. Because we know momentum is equals to m into v. So here more the mass, more will be the momentum. More the velocity, more will be the momentum. So it is absolutely correct. Let's move to the fourth question, third question. Okay. So here we have, it is your third question. So what would be the correct answer? Frictional force, frictional force A, always in opposite direction to the motion, always opposes the motion, always opposes relative motion between the surface of the contact, always in the direction of motion. So there are the two types of forces. One is the frictional forces, and another one is the viscous force. Okay, let me explain you what is the difference between the frictional force and the viscous force. So you know that this is a surface, okay, and this is actually the rough surface. Let's assume this is the rough surface, and this object is capped on it, okay. So actually frictional force depends on the surface of the material, surface of the material or object. If the surface is rough, and then the same object is going to have provide more, same mass object is going to provide more frictional force. And if the surface is made smooth, then the friction will be less. So you know that you have played the carom, the game that is carom, and we have a striker on it, okay. So we used to powder the carom board. Actually we powder this one, so that this powder will comes and fit in the pits of the board, and make the surface smooth, so that the striker can easily move with the without without much frictions, okay. And if we have very rough board, then the striker is and we don't powder it, so then it will not able to means it will not give us a good feel. Actually the striker is going to have greater friction. So we can reduce the friction by keeping the surface smooth. So it means that friction is a force that's on also depend on the surface of the contact, and it opposes the motion. Actually if the striker is moving in this direction, then the friction force, it will be always in the opposite direction. Otherwise the striker will keep on moving always. So it is always, so we can simply say it always opposes the relative motion. It always opposes friction force, always opposes the relative motion between the surface of the contact. So surface of the contact is very important, okay, because it is surface dependent force, okay. Got it?
Yes,
got it
sir.
got it, both of you. Let's move further. Okay. Here's your question on your screen. Tell me. Tell me, goalkeeper in the game pulls his hand
Okay.
backward after holding the ball shot by the goal at the goal, which enables the goalkeeper to exert a large force, exert exert a force on the ball, or reduce the force exerted by the ball on the hand, or increase the rate of change of momentum, increase the rate of change of momentum, decrease the rate of change of momentum. Tell me, which one is correct option,
So,
Hamna? Hamna, your answer?
Sorry, D.
D. Actually, let me explain you that in the previous class when we were discussing this impulse, okay. So if I'm saying that force is equals to rate of change of momentum, that is m bracket v minus u by t. Okay, this is mv, the initial final momentum minus initial momentum and rate of change of momentum. Okay, so for a particular, we can say that the change of momentum is fixed. M bracket v minus u, that is fixed. That is not going to change. That is fixed. Okay. This quantities remain fixed. Okay, fixed. So what do you need to do is here. Actually, I told you when I was explaining you that if we the product of these two is constant. For example, the product of these two, F into T, is equals to change in momentum, and that is constant, that it is 100. So if I increase the time, let I put this 10 into 10 will be the product. If I increase for the 10 seconds, okay, then the force will be 10. If I reduce the time time of impact, let I'm reducing, then the more force will be going to exert. So if I take this one, this is time is 2 seconds, then the impact, the force will be 50 newton. If I take that this time duration is only 1 second, then the force will be 100 newton. 100 newton. So here actually the B reduces the force exerted by the ball on the hand. How? By increasing the time. By increasing the time when he put, because ball need to be stopped and he have to apply the change in momentum. The force, the product of these two will be constant, and that is change in momentum. But how can he exert, means how the force can be exerted less on his hand if he increase the time duration that is required to stop the ball. And by keeping the ball, by when the goal, when the ball, or the we can say that the goal player that is hitting the ball, so when he hit the ball and the goalkeeper touch the ball, then he will, along touching the ball, he will kept his move, or he will move his hand backward. Why he is moving his hand backward? Actually, this is just because of increase the time duration to stop the ball. If we instantly stop the ball, then the time will be very less and the force will be exerted, large force will be exerted on his hand. And if he increase the time duration to stop the ball, for example, if he is increasing the 1 second, then it will be, the force will be, let x will be the force that is exerting for 1 second. Okay. And then if he instantly stop the ball in 0.1 second, then the 10 times force will be exerted on his hand, because the product of these F into T is constant, that need to be. So if we increase the time duration to stop the ball, then less force will be exerted on our hand because F into T is constant, and if T is more, then F will be automatically less. If T is less, then F will be automatically more. Okay, got it? So here we will have reduce the force, to reduce the force exerted by the ball on his hand. Did you have any doubt regarding to this question, Mr.? Do you have any doubt?
No, sir, no doubts.
Sure, both of you. Hamna, you also, beta. You understand? Hamna.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Let's move further. Let's move further. Okay. So what would be the answer for this question? The quantitative expression for the force given by Newton's second law of motion, Newton's third law of motion, Newton's first law of motion, or Newton's law of gravitation. Quantitative means to calculate that how much force is being exerted. Which law of motion gives you this one?
Second law of motion.
Yes, it is second law of motions. Hamna, is it okay for you that it is second law of motion? Because in second law of motion, we study that the rate of change of momentum is directly proportional to the applied force. The rate of change of momentum is actually F bracket V minus U by T is directly proportional to force, and F is equals to K bracket M bracket V minus U upon T, where K is going to have one value here. Okay, so got it? That will be Newton's second law of motion. Newton's second law of motion. A. Got it, Hamna?
Yes, sir.
Okay, let's move to the next question. Okay, tell me which one is the correct. Unit of force is actually joules meter, joules, Newton meter, or kilogram meter per second square.
Sir, C. Newton meter.
Sorry for that. No,
Sir,
Hamna. No,
sir
this
D.
is not D. Actually, this is not Newton. Newton meter is not the unit. Actually, it is Newton. But Newton is not given in the option. So the correct option will be kilogram meter per second square. How can we calculate? Because we know that force is equals to meter, force is equals to M into A. M into A, and the unit for a mass, M is actually kg, and that for acceleration is meter per second square. And this unit is called Newton. Newton, got it? Okay. So
Yes. Sir.
let's move to the next question. Okay, tell me. The relation between acceleration, mass, and force is given by
Sir D.
D. Okay, D. So we have A is equals to F slash M. Yes, you can simply say that F is equals to, when this M will goes to that side, it will become M into A. So D is the correct option. Okay. Okay, let's move to the next question. Here's your next question.
Sir, C. Newton's first law of motion.
The leaves, some of the leaves may get detached from the leaves if vigorously shake it. Yes. Yes. It is due to Newton's first law of motion. Because Newton's first law of motion says that an object will remain at rest. This is a law of inertia also. A body will remain at rest or will in a uniform motion until an external force act on it. So due to inertia of rest, when we shake the tree, only the branches shake, but the leaves remain at their mean position. And due to the inertia of rest, actually, or we can say the inertia of, this is actually the law of inertia, the Newton first law, and this is the correct option. This is Newton first law of motions. We can simply say that this way. Okay. So moving to the next question. So here is the next question. Tell me. Tell me, Maradula.
C.
C. Okay. And Maridula, your answer?
So B.
B. To stop him quickly. If he stopped quickly or instantly, then no, I have told you that then F into T, if the time duration to stop is less, then more force will be exerted on his body. And it is just similar that if you are walking with a full speed and you just hit a wall, then actually you will get a, means uh, moving on a high speed, when it's really it jumps, if it suddenly stop, and it is just similar that if he's walking with a very if he's running with a very fast speed and suddenly get collide with a wall, so he will get hurt. So to increase the time duration, actually when we increase the time duration, okay, so when he jump on a cushion or simply cushion bed or something, like in India we have sand. Okay, so when he jump on it, so it means simply that no, actually he's falling. So if it is falling actually, so the cushion bed actually increases the time to stop, because if we instantly stop, if a person is falling, you have a mobile phone actually, okay, and if I said to you that you have to drop your mobile phone from the fourth floor of your building, then it will get damaged. But if I said to you that you have a cushion bed or something that, okay, at the on the ground, and then you have to throw it, then you can simply throw it, because you think that the cushion bed will actually prevent your, or prevent from breaking your screen, the screen of your mobile phone actually. So how the cushion bed is actually helping? So actually when the instant the mobile touches this cushion bed, this cushion beds will move downward, and this will increase the time duration to make the mobile phone or something that the athlete to come at rest. So if the athlete jumps on a solid ground, then his speed will instantly become zero, and in no time he will becomes the speed will become zero, and actually the large amount of force will be exerted on his body, which may result in injuries. So this cushion bed actually increases the time duration to stop, and as a result of which he will be protected, means less force will be exerted on his body, because we know that F into T is constant. For means this is F into T is actually change in momentum, and that is constant. So if I'm saying that if an object is moving with a velocity of 5 meter per second, okay, 5 meter per second, and you need to bring this object or car in to zero. So the change in momentum will be fixed. The change in momentum will be fixed. But the time duration that you need to bring this car zero, okay, depends on you. If you instantly break the car, then you may comes out of the window. So you need to break this car slowly, so that the change in momentums, actually the change in momentum is fixed, so that the less force will be exerted on your body. So in the similar way here it is, C is the correct option. That is the time duration means need to be increased. If the time duration increases, then actually the force exerted on the object or the body on the athlete will be less. Okay, got it? Got it?
Yes, sir.
Let's move to the next question. Okay, answer this one.
Sir, C.
C. Okay, you are saying C. To increase the inertia of an object tends to cause the object to increase its speed. So the inertia of an object tend to cause the object increases speed, decreases speed, resist any change in state of rest or motion. So yes, inertia is the property of a body. By the virtue of it, it resists any change in state of rest or uniform motion. So it is correct. Inertia resists the change in the state of motion or at rest. Okay. So moving towards the next question. Here's your option.
Sir, A.
A.
Sir, B.
Okay. Which of the following has the largest momentum? Cat running down in the street, pickup truck traveling highway, down the highway. Okay. And the large truck parked in a parking lot, a car parked in a lot. So here in the B and the C and D option, the velocity, they are the stationary object, and the product of mass into velocity is actually zero. So because mass velocity is zero, because they are parked, so their velocity is zero, so they will be going to have the zero momentum. Here we have the car running down the street. The car is going to have lesser velocity, and moreover it has less mass as compared to a pickup truck traveling on the highway. So if it is traveling on the highway and that is a pickup truck, so it is going to have more mass as compared to cat and more velocity as compared to cat, because it is walking on it is on the highway. So we can simply say that it is going to have more momentum. So B is the correct option. Got it? Got it, Maridullah?
Yes, sir.
Okay, let's move to the next question. This is a very simple question. Tell me, it's a very
D.
simple. D, yes. D will be the correct answer because at the highest point its velocity becomes zero. So P is equals to m into v because velocity is zero. So you can say that the change in momentum will be zero at the highest point. Sorry, its momentum will be zero at the highest point. Okay. So that's simple question. Let's move to the next question. Okay, do this one.
Sir, C.
C. C. Momentum of a body of mass 0.5 kg moving with velocity. Sorry, the incorrect option regarding the action reaction pair is are equal and opposite, act on the two different bodies, act only between the bodies in contact. Okay. So here the sum is that the sum on or by the body is zero. Sum on the body or by the body is zero. No, it is not zero. So incorrect option is actually that is sum on the body and by the body is zero. Okay, so these are correct option. So let's move to the next question.
Sir, B.
B,
Sir, B.
momentum of the body, yes. It will be B. Okay. Let's move further. So, okay, do this one.
Sir, A. Velocity.
A, velocity. When no external force act on an object, the physical quantity will remain conserved. Is, yes, it's momentum. No external force is acting on it actually. So we can say that which is the physical quantity that remain conserved. So if no external force is exerted on a body, no external force act on a body, the physical quantity that remain conserved is. So let's assume whether it is momentum or velocity. Let's assume both of them. So if I'm saying that here, that for example, if I'm saying that F is equals to m bracket v minus u by t. Okay. So if there is no change in momentum, if there is no external force acting on it, so it means that acceleration is going to be zero. Acceleration is going to be zero. And no acceleration means when no external force act on an object, the physical quantity that remain conserved is velocity. Okay. But if an object is at rest already and no external force is acting on it, okay, that in that case, its initial velocity is zero, final velocity is also zero. If the object is moving with a velocity of 50 meter per second, okay, and here we have, if the velocity is constant, actually the momentum will also remain constant. Okay, so we can simply say that the momentum will also remain constant. So if the momentum is constant, because mass into velocity is also constant. If the velocity is constant, the mass of the object does not change. Actually, if we are talking about the object, so the more appropriate answer is the momentum. Okay. Got it, Hamna and Maridullah?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay. So do this question. So in the previous question, Hamna, velocity is also the correct option, but the more appropriate answer if we have momentum also. Acceleration can also be the correct option if there is no acceleration there, acceleration. But here we say that conserved. Conserved means there are two terms that are the conserved and the constant. If I'm saying conserved, which term remain conserved? That is the momentum. Momentum always remain conserved. Momentum remain always conserved. Whether the force is acting on it or the force is not acting on it, the momentum remain conserved. The change in momentum remain conserved. So if the word conserved is being used, then we have to take the momentum. And if the constant term is being used, that which will what will remain constant in the previous question, then we have to choose the velocity. Okay, got it, Hamna?
Yes, sir.
Okay, now solve this one. solve this one, and this is the last question for you for today.
Sir B.
B. Checked it again. It's incorrect. It is incorrect. Check it again. So a machine guns of mass 24 kg fires 20 blades at the rate of 8 blade per second. So okay, so 8 blades per second is being fired, and each blade is going to have 20. So mass that is being fired by the gun, that would be 20 into 8 per second. That would be 20 into 8. That would be 160 grams per second. Grams per second the blade is fired. Okay, and with a speed of 250 meter per second, the force required to hold the gun in the position is actually, so we need to calculate the force per second. So force per second we need to calculate, because the time is this one, and we need to calculate force per second, that is equals to change in momentum bracket v minus u upon t. So here we have the mass of the bullet, that would be equivalent to that one. Okay, so what you need to calculate here is actually the mass of the bullet is actually we have, and that is x 100 160 grams. You need to convert it into, you have to divide it by 1000 for the mass, and that will be the initial velocity of the, is this one is actually 250. Okay, 250 minus minus means you can simply write here 0. The final velocity of the bullet will be 0 minus 250 here. Okay, so that will be 250. So you have to write here 160 upon 1000. You can cut the 0 here, and you can write here 250. Okay, now you can cut this values also. 25 25 ones actually, you can cut it 25 tens 250, or you can add it 25 fours, and you cut it, you will get here 4. That will be 40 Newton per second will be the force required. There is no use of this 24 kg here. So what you need to do is actually 20 Newton per second force is being required. Okay, to hold the gun. Okay, got it? Got it, both of you?
Yes, sir.
Amna and Maridula, you both. Amna, you also. Amna, are you there in the class?
Yes, sir.
Okay.